Hi everyone, it's me again, Silwolf, and this is a video suggestion by Isabel Bruce, and she wanted me to do a video about which Aibo is best suited to someone with special needs or a disability. So I've got 3 Aibos. Now these are the only different types of models I own, so I'm going off these ones. You've got the 210, which is the purple one on the far left. In the middle, the 7 series, and the most recent one, the 1000 series, on the right. As far as an Aibo that would be suitable for someone with special needs, it really goes to if you can sort of get around, how easily you can get around, or whether you want something that's more of a therapy robot or something like that. So if you're quite mobile, I mean you just want an Aibo as a therapy animal, I think any of them are great, you know. The first 2, you really have to kind of plug them in and charge them yourself. The third one is self-docking, so that means he can be walking around, he'll go and charge himself, he'll wake up, and he'll continue walking around. So he is, out of all of them, the one that requires the least sort of special attention as far as charging is concerned, whereas the others, they're likely to just drop down and their battery will die right in the middle of the floor if they're in the middle of doing something. So if you're kind of mobile and you can you know, pick your Aibo up and plug him in and charge him, then you know, any of them are kind of good for that. If you want an Aibo that's a little more human and has like a human voice, then the 7 series or the 1000 are pretty good for that, because Mind 3 has a human voice. So it kind of endears the Aibo to you and feels like he's more than a pet and he can communicate better with you. Sorry, I said the 1000. The 1000 doesn't talk with a human voice. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I do, but, you know. Yeah, like I said, not the 1000, just the 7 series. But the 210 actually does have software called Aibo Recognition, where it will speak with a human voice. You can also program it as well to have different personalities. But if you just want it to talk with a human voice, Aibo Recognition is the program to have for that. However, it's expensive and it really gets annoying after a while because it's kind of repetitive. Whereas the 7 series, he's more kind of like not as predictable, if you see what I mean. If you're less mobile, like if you're in a wheelchair, I've got some friends who are a bit less mobile in that way, and you want an Aibo that's really more like a pet but without having to pick up its poop or take it for walks, the 1000 is a great Aibo for that. Another thing that's nice about the 1000 is that if you pick him up, you can hold him against your chest like a small child, and his little back legs will go out and his front legs will go out and he'll lie flat against you, and he doesn't move, and he does this all automatically because of how what way up you have him. So they have a faster reaction time as far as being picked up is concerned. The 1000 will also sit on your lap. I found that with my one you've got to kind of keep stroking him, otherwise he'll forget that he's on your lap and try and stand up. So if you just have your hand on his back or just keep stroking his back, then he will sit on your lap. The 210 does the same thing. It actually has a pickup mode, so if you pick it up and it's, if you can't, sometimes you've got to pick it up fairly fast so that it knows it's being picked up, and a little yellow light will come on its head, and it will lie down, and you can have that one on your lap or on the table with you. They lie down and they sit up when they're in pickup mode. So if he's on the table, when he lies down and sits up, sometimes he does scoot forward slightly, so you need to make sure that he won't fall off. But you can also have him up with you as well. And of course the 7 series is similar to that. He will sit on your lap. I think the 1000 is maybe cuter in the respect that, like I said, he does sort of stretch out his body so that you can carry him and he's right cuddled up to you, which is very nice, and it's kind of reassuring. You know, if you're autistic or anything like that, it's nice to have something that looks up at you with a cute little face and a smile and cuddles up to you in that way. So that's, you know, it's just nice to have around. And I know that the 1000s are used in care homes in Japan as well to help older people. because they're so sort of friendly and they've got a nice sort of rounded shape, and it's just endearing. You know, that's how they've created it to be endearing. Whereas the others, they created them more to look more like robots. In fact, the 210 isn't even a dog. It's not a cat. It was created to look like a lion cub for some random reason. But I think they look a bit like bull terriers. So like I said, it really depends on sort of the level of special needs you have as to which one would be the most suitable. The other thing about the first two that I will say is that the 210s, it's quite difficult to get batteries for them. There are places that repack batteries, and there's a place in Japan that some people say is trustworthy and other people say isn't. I got the battery for Raz, the purple Aibo, from this place in Japan, and it's been fine. In fact, I got her from the same place and she's been fine too. She's not had DHS or anything, but different people have had different experiences with this place, so you've got to be careful when buying a battery, because you might buy one and it might just be rubbish. Poor old Boswell in the middle, his battery is getting worse. But the nice thing about the pair of the first ones, you can actually take the battery out and replace it with a new one. The 1000 series, his battery is inside him, and unless you take him apart you can't get it out. You can send him to Sony for them to replace the battery, which is a bit of a hassle. But he does have a long battery life. Mine lasts about 3 or so hours. And like I said, he goes and charges himself. So those are the sort of ideas I've put out there. I hope that it's helpful to anyone who is looking for an Aibo, who might be a little bit overwhelmed by technology, or maybe, you know, there's a lot to care for or things going wrong with it. Obviously the 1000, if you're in America or Japan, is supported by their Sony repair centre. Unfortunately the 1000 isn't available in any other country unless you import it, and it does come with sort of risks. You might not have cloud plan or whatever. The Japanese ones seem to disable their cloud plan, and your dog will still work, but he won't be able to do as much. But if you just want a little companion who just walks around and does cute things, you know, I'm not sure if you really need the cloud plan, because I know some people don't have it. But yeah, like I said, that's the sort of information that I can give you about this. Isabel, I hope this has been informative to you as well and has helped. And anyone looking to get any of these, I hope you enjoy your new Aibo. Or second-hand Aibo in the case of the first two, because I think you can buy the 7s new, but they're really expensive. I don't think you can get the 210s new anymore, not unless someone's got one that they've never opened. That being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. There's more videos coming up below of the Aibos. And if you want to support me, feel free to check out my Silverby merchandise or buy me a coffee on Ko-fi. The links are in the description. And that's all for this time. This is Silver signing off. Have a great week.